So you have the client and you've secured the deal. Now what? Well, we're going to talk about that today. So, as a lot of you guys know, once you've secured a client, once you've gotten that, final yes on that meeting, the next thing you need to do is get them secured into a contract. So, how exactly do you do this? Well, I'm going to explain that today. First off, just a little bit of a disclaimer though. If you are watching this, I am not by any means a legal expert. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not whatever you want to call it. So if you have any specific questions about this stuff, definitely consult someone who knows what they're talking about. This is just going over what I do for my agency and what works for me. Also, if you stay till the end, there is going to be a little bit of a freebie. So just make sure you watch this whole video to understand what I'm giving out, and then at the end, claim it. So stay till the end. So first off, I want to start out with why. So why should you have a contract? Why does it matter that you secure your business in this sort of contract? So the main reason mostly is because it protects both you and your client in different ways. It protects you legally because you can understand exactly what services you're giving out to them. They can understand exactly what you're doing for them, and there's going to be no conflict of what you're doing, what you're not supposed to be doing, things like that. Essentially what it does is it lays out exactly what you're doing for them and what they've agreed for you to do for their company. The biggest thing about contracts though is that it also ensures that you get paid what you agreed to. A lot of businesses, there's a lot of sketchy businesses. For the most part it's pretty good, but there's still a lot of sketchy businesses out there that maybe they don't see value in your first month and they just decide, I'm not going to pay you. But the thing is, if you have a contract in place, this is protecting you and ensuring that you get paid. Whether the service was good the first month or not, it's still something that they agreed on. So now that we've kind of gone over why you should have a contract and why it's important for your agency to sign these contracts, I'm going to go over what these contracts should consist of so that you're doing it correctly. So first off, your contract should start off by kind of introducing yourself and the person who's signing it. So this will consist of saying your agency name as well as the company that is signing it. This way, if anything ever does happen, it does ensure that it is between you and that person only, and there's no third parties involved, unless that is what is stated in the contract. The next important step that you should add this to the next section, and this is one of the most important sections, it's how much you agreed to get paid. So this is a mutual agreement between you and the business owner. Not only is this protecting you from getting paid what you've agreed on, it's also protecting them, giving them a sense of security, saying this is how much I agreed to pay you, this is how much I'm going to pay you. After this part is really important. This is your non-disclosure agreement. Now this is what protects the client particularly. This is what makes people trust you more and put more trust in you. What a non-disclosure agreement is, it's your contract saying that you will not send out any personal information, you will not share personal information, you won't give out like credit card information, you won't give out personal details, you won't do things like that, because this just makes sure that you're not giving away sensitive information. This is what protects them. It makes them feel more trustworthy in you. So a big thing for this is saying whether or not you can share that they are a client of yours, so you can put them in case studies, so that you can put them in whatever it is you need to put them in, but you're not giving out their information to people who might use it wrong. In my contracts, what I like to include is that we will not share any personal sensitive information about you guys, but we will show that you guys are a client. Another thing that I also state is that any results that are shared will not be directly shown between your business, so nobody will know how much you're spending. It'll just be results and showing results at an anonymous source. The middle bit is also important. This is kind of where all the legal mumbo jumbo goes. I can't really go exactly into what each section should be, but this is just saying what would happen if one of you was to break the contract. So a good example of this that protects you from your client, let's say they choose not to pay, then you can have a section in there that says, well, if you don't pay me here, this is what's going to happen. And the same goes for the client. If it says something like, if I share your sensitive information, this is what you have the right to do. So obviously, as an agency owner, you're never going to share that information. If you do, you're just asking for legal trouble yourself. But if you do share the sensitive information, this is what will happen, and this is what you have the right to do. This part's important because it's what makes your contract secure. It's what shows that you are reliable and trustworthy, and it shows that both ways the client can have consequences for breaking the contract, and so can you. And the last part, and this is the most important part, is signatures. This is where you sign the contract, and this is where your client signs the contract, stating that you both agree on this contract. There is a lot of software that you can use to sign contracts online. My favorites are DocuSign and EverSign. These two are great softwares. I believe EverSign is free, DocuSign costs a little bit, but These ensure that you guys can both sign online and it's secure, it's stored, you can print the contract, you can do whatever you want with it. Alternatively, you can also get them to sign in person if you have an in-person meeting. Either way, the important part is that you get that signature and you close the deal. And below that, in my contract, I also have a part where it talks about which services I do, and below the signatures, it goes over in depth which services we are providing for them and how it's going to happen. This is important because it tells your client exactly what you're doing, and it makes sure that they can't come to you maybe a month later and be like, I thought we were doing Google Ads. And then you can say, nope, we weren't doing Google Ads here. This is what our contract says. And then of course, if something like that ever did come up, you could talk about it, work it out, but in my experience, that rarely ever happens. So as promised, if you stay till the end, there is a little freebie for you. Pretty much what it is I put together my Smma contract template. So this is a contract template that you can use and you can put your own branding in it, you can put your own client stuff in it, and you can use it freely for whatever. You can modify it to your needs. If you want to download that, there's going to be a link in the description. So I really hope that you guys check it out and enjoy it. This contract is perfect. It has every little thing. Again, if you have any questions about it, be sure to consult a lawyer, make sure it works for you. This is what works for me, but of course everything can change for every other person. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a like, comment below if you want to see different videos like this and give me suggestions, and of course make sure to subscribe so that you'll be always updated whenever I upload a video. That's everything for me guys, so hope to see you soon. Take care.